Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Along the Spiritual Journey. So, I had a random analogy pop into my head because I was thinking about how people process emotions and energy differently. And there's some people who can hold all their emotions in. We like to say bottle up, but in my mind, I just feel that they're a pot. They're a big old pot, and they can just hold a lot of energy, right? And then there's people who are built like lids and they crack. Just like that. Now, I'm not saying lids are bad. Lids serve their purpose. Both serve their purpose, right? A lid can't hold much, but it knows how to cover things, it knows how to protect, it knows how to keep it warm, keep it stored, whatever the lid is meant to do, it does, right? The pot, it can hold a lot, it serves a purpose, it gets used a lot, it gets used the most, but it can only do so much as well. It can only hold so much. You can only use a pot so much until it's done, right? This is where I feel people have a choice when it comes to how they receive and hold energy. I talk to a lot of different people and we go back to that duality, right? Some people are meant to hold a lot of energy and they go through spiritual training to recognize if they're able to hold it, and if they can't, their avatar cracks and falls apart. If they can hold it, then the universe keeps giving them more to see how much they can hold. That's the game. We're just balloons, okay? That's at least how I look at it. How much air can I put in you until you pop? Great, now I know the integrity of that one. Let me try another one and use new materials. How much can I put in you until you pop? That's how I view it, okay, right? Let's switch the analogy since I went to a balloon. The knot. The knot is essential to holding the air. The knot represents the lid. The knot is a part of the function and process for the balloon to be the balloon. They work together, right? But when the knot gives, the air gives. When the pot flies off, everything inside the pot flies out. This is why it's important to be able to balance within yourself so that when you do meet people in relationships or friendships or in your family situations, you know which one you can be. You know which tool or cooking ware to pull from your pantry and use, right? Like if you're in a situation with someone and they're clearly a pot person and they hold everything in, they hold everything in, they hold everything in, and they just need somebody to either be a lid and just cover them in that moment to process it or help them uncover that lid to let it out. That's the choice, right? That is the purpose of knowing how to read the room. If you know that you are capable of being the pot and you can hold emotion and space for others, and which means you can talk to them and let them talk to you without you making it about yourself, without you taking over the conversation, without you making it about something other than what they need. Don't get me wrong, when I'm talking to people on a general basis, I'm gonna overtalk. It's gonna happen. But if you come to me and you genuinely need to speak and talk about something, I know when to shut the hell up and I know when to sit there and hold space for someone. This is a skill that we should all master because, again, a lot of us, I'll be watching these videos here on TikTok and you'll see these podcasters and radio hosts and people talking to each other. And you can just see somebody just sitting there. They can't hold it. They just ready. They just, now let me say my part. And it's like, even if I agree or disagree with the person they're talking to, hold space for that person to finish their thought. Hold space for that person to be able to know that whatever you about to dismantle or confirm, you know how to at least hold space for it so that others are able to process it, because that's what it's all about. When we're able to let people process, we actually then know how to cover people, because when we don't know how to process our own crap, then we keep the lid on and then we just hold ourselves in tight. We never tell anybody anything. And then eventually, when that heat cranks up and somebody goes and turns that heat up, guess what? Because there's so much pressure built under that lid that you didn't let it breathe. And so learning how to uncover yourself and cover yourself is important because it's how you then learn how to cover others and make sure that you can hold space for them. The one thing that I've learned about myself is I'm really good at being a lid for others. I can most definitely hold space, but I choose not to always hold too much space because I do energy work, right? I can't just hold everyone's stuff. I can hold a certain amount and then I gotta go get rid of it, do my work, cleanse myself, and we move on and so forth, which is why I like creating content like TikTok, or writing like the course that I made, or the books that I do, or the products that I sell. That stuff for me is the pot, right? You can go to my website and check all that stuff out. That's the pot. That's where everything is held. And that's where I can hold energy for others to find tools that they can utilize, or they can go on Google and search other things, or stay on TikTok and find things that they need to search. But I am better off as a top person, where I can hold the energy together for others. I can hold space together for others when they need coverage. But being able to just hold space for everyone, no, that's not my thing. And that's, as a healer, you get confused and think like, well, what does that mean? As a healer, you should be able to do everything. There are different types of healers on different levels. We are all healers, but when we say that we do healing work, it's taking a choice to walk into the darkness with someone and hold space for them to walk through, either guiding them by light or holding their hand. I am a light holder. I am not a hand holder, and you have to understand the difference. This is why I say the hand holder would represent the pot. They're going to be there for all the squeezing and the breakdowns and the good. Go ahead, baby. You can hold that right there. I'm the light. I'm going to shine that light right on you. So even if you can make it or not, or that person who was standing by your side, they couldn't make it, so they had to fall back, but you kept going. At least you can see the light, right? So figure out what you want to be. You don't have to be both, or you can be both. You can be all, but this is where people get burn out. Knowing that you are not meant to hold everything is part of being human. You got to know when to tap out, right? That's the whole point of when you're in the ring. Don't be so much ego that you fucking get yourself hurt trying to be everybody. It's better to literally let yourself say, okay, I'm full, I'm good, tap out. Lid, come cover me. And then you go about your day, you go about your life. I mean, listen, I know this is a weird analogy, but I'm pretty sure this one makes sense. It's a matter of just knowing that you are capable of finding some tool that you can create mentally that helps you process emotions. And what I like to do when I'm talking to someone or listening to someone and they start talking, I'm like, is this a lid moment, or is this a pop moment? Do I need to ask questions and inquire and go deeper so they can just let it all out? Or is this just a moment where they just need awareness and acknowledgement, and we can just put a lid on it? You know what I mean? Because some people don't realize that they're losing all of this energy. Think about boiling water. Eventually, if you just let it boil, it's going to evaporate away. So a lid is necessary, because it's going to build up some of that condensation and it's going to hold it in there. Again, these are all analogies. Make them work for however you need them to work, as long as you understand that make space for yourself first. When you make space for yourself, you know how to come back and process things later that won't trigger you later. Because for me, that's what triggers are. That's what I imagine in my mind. When a trigger happens, poop, the lid blew right off because I let it get too full. And when you remember, think about it, when something get too full, no matter what, if the lid's on or not, it's gonna push it off. It's gonna bubble over. It's gonna make a mess. So it's good to remove that lid once in a while and check your inventory. Check on yourself. And make sure you have space for yourself after you've listened to blah, 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 talk about their life all day and talk about the things that they didn't do. And this person over here complaining about the stuff they saw on TV that they ain't gonna change, but they wanna talk about it anyway. I think you guys get this message. Love ya. Mwah.